black pouch version though.
You notice that as we're growing in age, we're every time. Jeez.
Oh,
Can I move the mic?
Yeah. Just make sure like it's comfortable for you. Hang on. Test.
All black everything. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. It's been a long time coming.
This is like it feels like it's inevitable to happen. We've done a lot of things together,
Literally.
but things, right? Things was a project that we started, and it got a lot of comical feedback.
Yeah,
right?
I was about to say, should that even count? But
it's almost like this has to happen. We've always been playing with the idea of like, what kind of projects can we do together, and like having a podcast and being able to share our experiences individually and collectively in business. It's just natural for us. So that's where.
How do we actually start the podcast?
I don't think there's a start. It's just a go into.
Just go in.
Just
all right,
go in.
We're going right in.
Hustle, evolve.
Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home.
So let me start. So my name is Jonathan Lewis. I'm an award-winning videographer, a published photographer. I'm a creative director.
Okay.
I'm an editor, and I'm also a workshop host.
Daniel Lewis, brother to Jonathan, international speaker, people-centric leadership expert, author, founder, GQ model.
Lies.
Just joking. But I really focus on helping, especially executives in leadership roles, find the human in what they do. So I help people remove titles, find the human to better engagement and better performance. That's what I do.
Nice. So let's talk about why we're doing this, what it is, and the name.
So we call it home.
Yeah.
So how about, what does home, what does it mean to you? So it's home as in, it stands for hustle, move, evolve, home. Start off by letting me know what it means to you.
Yeah.
Each, kind of break it down, and then I'll give my take on it.
So home, pretty much like Dan said, HME, hustle, move, evolve. We came up with that concept because I think in business, Dan being in business for 13 years, myself being in business for 12 years, there's been a lot of hustling, there's been a lot of movement, and there's been a lot of evolving. And I feel that us coming together and doing something like this, it's really going to be able to showcase, to the new entrepreneurs, or if you're thinking about starting to become an entrepreneur, or you want to start up a business, just learning and hearing experiences about how much you have to hustle, how much you have to move, how much you have to evolve, and adapting to those evolvements and adapting to those movements and adapting to those hustle mentality. You have to have a hustle mentality in this era. Like, especially online right now, there's a lot of money that you could be making online. There's a lot of businesses you could start online. And sometimes you might lose that aspect of actually hustling, like actually printing out flyers and making those emails and making those phone calls and knocking those doors. Sometimes you might lose that hustle mentality. And for us, that's how we started. This is 12 years ago. So maybe how to start a business, if you could take some essential hustle mentality attributes of how we did it, it could make your start that much easier. So hustling, you have to have a hustle mentality. Movement, the M, you have to move.
You gotta move.
Right?
Moving.
You cannot sit behind the computer for all the seasons and think that your business is gonna grow or your business is gonna get somewhere. And maybe it might. I can't paint one brush for everyone, but there's a sort of paint one brush. Paint brush. Did I say that right?
You said paint one brush.
Oh, you can't paint one
picture
with one brush, right? There has to be some type of movement that is involved in growing your business. You gotta move. Our dad always taught us that a body in motion
Stays in motion.
So you could take that if you're with your life, you could take that in your business and how you move forward. You gotta move. You cannot be stagnant. You gotta keep going. And then as you hustle hard, as you continue to move, you're evolving. You gotta evolve. What J Pro was 5 years ago, it is not that today. What J Pro was even last year, it is not that today. Evolving, we even had to change because of COVID. We had to pivot, which a word, sometimes I don't like using, but it's very significant to evolving. You have to pivot sometimes. So in this podcast, what we're hoping is not to give you financial advice or just give you some nuggets on how to hustle, how to move, and how to evolve. Welcome home.
Jeez. What's the point?
I feel like it was like, that was it?
Yeah.
That's just my perspective.
But maybe I could segue off a few of the things that you touched on when it comes to hustle, move, and evolve. So when we talk about hustle, one thing I don't want our viewers to get the wrong impression is that when we say hustle, we're only talking about you starting a business, because
that's true.
So much about life is a hustle.
Yeah.
Whether that's your professional career, your job, even if you're working a 9 to 5, it's a hustle, right? Or how can you hustle? Even if you're in the gig economy, right? And you are keeping your job, but you're just starting a little side gig at home or something like online. What are some of the tips and strategies that we can offer in terms of how to improve your hustle so that you're an effective hustler? Everybody's a hustler, but are you an effective hustler? So we'll talk a bit about that. I think everybody should be able to extract something. Yeah. When we talk about move or motion, right? How do you move? Because everybody's moving, but you could be doing figure eights.
Yeah.
You're going in circles. Everything that you do, you end up in the same place. That is not the kind of movement that we want to be, doing in our business, in our life, or in our relationships. Now, we're not going to play hitch.
No.
But I mean, we want to make sure that when we're moving effectively. So that's on the movement front of things. And then when it comes to evolve or evolution, yes, how you change, how you grow, and how you develop. But also, we want to talk about something I like to call when I do like speeches and stuff like that, is flexibility nature. What is your flexibility nature?
Flexibility nature.
Can you adapt quickly in certain...
Are you a gymnast?
Right.
That wasn't good.
That wasn't good.
You said yes, so...
I was trying to roll with you.
Yeah.
But flexibility nature, and one of the things I do talk about is rock, paper, scissors, because it teaches that better than anything else. Just how to switch it up and know when to switch it up in order to achieve a result. So flexibility nature, that's a kind of evolution that you want to be cultivating in your life, in your business. And that happens on the daily. That happens geographically, depending on where you go. Yeah. So there's just so much for us to talk about. And I also want home, this podcast, to feel like home. Yeah. So when you watch this, it's like coming home to a supportive community of entrepreneurs that have been there or have experience in certain aspects that can help you. And we just make it a community that feels like home. So on that, welcome home.
Welcome home.
And P.S., if there's any B-roll involved, John came up with a new word while he was talking called evolvement. And
I said evolvement?
He said evolvement. I'm going to look that up. But for the time being, I don't know what that means.
There's a lot of words that I might be saying that don't exist.
I think you meant evolution.
Evolvement. Evolution. I said evolvement? This
Bro.
Anyways, welcome home.
Hustle, evolve.
Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home.